So, first of all, sorry for the delay, but we are going to talk about One Punch Man trailer, and I'm not going to do a reaction here. The reaction I made it for the Farsi channel, and there are pretty, let's say, important situations and discussions that we should have about One Punch Man season 2 or season 3, let's say. And I do believe that many of you will probably be kind of not very happy with what I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to try to bring down your expectations for the newest season, considering what we have here and what happened here. And I do feel kind of sad because of the whole situation with One Punch Man season 3 and what is going to happen. So I actually was out and wasn't planning on doing any work. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, the newest trailer drops, and it's not that much out of nowhere, the newest teaser. It's not that much like out of nowhere, considering that I did in my Farsi channel specify that, or let's say comment on the fact that, hey, the fact that the newest game, the One Punch Man World, is getting released now could be, I'm playing the game so much now on level 60, but the gacha system is a disaster. It's just, I have seen people getting banned for rerolls, but One Punch Man fan, I do like it. So I'm playing it for Tatsumaki, so anyway. So it was kind of to be expected, but I never expected it to be JC's staff again. Considering that season 2 was nowhere near the level of amazing, let's say, execution that season 1 had. And One Punch Man has a special place in my heart, considering the origins it has, more than anything. If you are familiarized with how One actually made One Punch Man and how then Yosuke Murata appeared and saved the whole franchise, let's say, and made it pretty mainstream by his amazing art, you do get what I mean. I did a whole lecture on it when I was invited by the Japanese government in my country to their embassy to actually make a speech about that on different things. So it's on this channel, you can see. I will probably put some footages over at my voiceover. So here's the thing. One Punch Man is getting back with JC staff. JC staff, I do understand that many of you want to defend your favorite work, but JC staff wasn't the optimal candidate for the newest season of One Punch Man. Considering the fact that we actually could have Mappa, could have any other studio. Bones, I would have loved to see Bones again. My first priorities would be Bones, then would have been Mappa, then maybe Wheat, and maybe Madhouse. But hey, the world isn't as good as that, and the world isn't really always fair. And it would have been okay if the teaser that they showed us was actually pretty amazing. But first of all, it's pretty animated, and it was carried by the only place that kind of gave a saving grace to the JC staff adaptation. Kudos to him, but that's not really good in this situation, and it doesn't have a release date. That's actually one of the good parts, and if actually it gets released before 2025, or like middle of 2025, with the situation it has right now, it will be a complete disaster probably, or just like season 2, it will be like season 2, and a shame considering season 1 of One Punch Man. I do understand that many of you are probably inclined to start swearing at me and referencing some scenes that had a strong animation in season 2, but hey, those were some scenes and the overall quality suffered quite a bit compared to season 1. What actually makes it pretty, let's say, not okay for me, the current situation, is that when you look at the teaser, the only places we are getting actually pretty good and amazing, let's say, animation, or let's say drawings, to say it like that. Still frames, still shots, are those still shots. And the reason is that the only places we are getting pretty amazing and near the level of season 1 animation is still shots, and the places you see it moving around, you see characters moving around, aren't as good as you would expect them. They are not bad, they are decent, they are good, but they are not amazing, they are not exceptional, they are not season 1 made by Bones. And teasers are, as we say in Farsi, vitrine product, as in they showcase the product, they try to sell out the product, and if this is how you are trying to sell out the product, something must be pretty wrong over at the animation side. Or let's say not up to the standards of One Punch Man. Let me rephrase that, because I do expect One Punch Man to get the best shit it can ever get. I'm not a manga reader, but I have heard from my friends that there are some pretty difficult scenes to animate this season or the next season. And JC's staff is not up to the task. They haven't been up to the task before. And as we could see with the teasers, they are not even up to the task to present us something befitting of One Punch Man. This is not to hate on the work they are doing. This is just to express my disappointment that this could have been much better. I would have trusted Mappa much more, considering how they did and what they did on the last part of Attack on Titan that gets hate for no reason, or Jujutsu Kaisen. I know with all the problems it had season 2. it was still amazing. And it pains me to say that JCA staff doesn't really even have the same modus operandi as MAPPA to be ordered to be able to bring it that many. It depends on the production committee too, but it hasn't really showed any signs of being near the level of MAPPA in order to be able to bring strong talents together to outsource it, or let's say outsource the shit out of it and get a good anime out. One thing that is pretty interesting to me is that it has 3 character designers, and it is probably because of the fact that One Punch Man monsters and let's say side characters that don't really appear for a long time in the story too, they do all get pretty detailed thanks to Yosuke Murata, not the one considering his designs that you can check yourself, and do check it, and there are probably very great anime, great videos over at YouTube about that. The transformation of One Punch Man art, and you will see what I mean. So that's probably the reasons. Probably some of the newest faces are going to carry the monster designs too. The monster designs are pretty detailed in many instances too. And here's the thing. One thing that is pretty interesting to me, or let's say worries me, is the fact that there is still no director assigned to the project, and it kind of makes me feel that it's a rushed project. Like, some aspects are clearly missing from the project and doesn't seem like it will be as amazing as it should be. And something that I remembered, I want to address that too before just summing everything up right now, and how I do believe this is not exactly what I would have expected for One Punch Man, is the fact that we did have many people hyping the shit out of One Punch Man, saying that it would be made by MAPPA. We even had like this leaker that I'm gonna show his profile and everything too. He actually claimed that MAPPA production committee and MAPPA took legal action against him because he leaked information about One Punch Man season 3 that MAPPA is not even involved with. Maybe on the production committee side of things, I'm not pretty sure about that, because MAPPA seems to be, or let's say tends to be, present where they are actually doing work on this stuff, and I'm just baffled as was that all thing, the whole lie, and people are making fun of the person and every single person that made leaks like that. Like, leaks were going on for a long time. I think 2022 was the time that I first saw a leak of One Punch Man MAPPA appear, and now it's JC staff. I do want to have a clear explanation of what actually happened, and how is it possible for MAPPA to take legal action against you if you are actually leaking the wrong information? That was pretty jarring to me too, and pretty bizarre at the same time. So all in all, I'm pretty disappointed. My hopes are down. My hype is pretty much dead, but I do hope that my hype will reappear again. Before you start swearing at me, I'm a One Punch Man fan myself. Not much of the story so far, but more of the feel of the story. I do hope, and I have been told by many friends and fans alike, that hey Heidi, you are going to love the story, and you are going to love One Punch Man much more than many of the other works you like. It can be just hyping the shit out of the work, but some of these people are not people that would just try to, let's say, lie or hype up stuff too much than they are. Thank you very much for watching the video, and as we say in Farsi, Shabatum Bakhair, Dusuna Bakhair. Also, before signing off, let's say, I'm taking a break, and I do realize that for many of you it could be disappointing to see that the channel doesn't really get much, this channel doesn't really get much attention. But give me a little bit of time. I'm a little bit burnt out, and I'm trying to keep up the Farsi channel, because this channel really didn't make much money for me, and I made YouTube my first choice at making money, and the Farsi one is the, let's say, the money maker one, and I'm trying to, the reason that place is actually continuously getting videos is because I do need money to live. Everyone needs. So yeah, just give me a little bit of time. I'm gonna tend to this channel too. Thank you very much, and as we say in Farsi, Shabatum Bakhair, Rostunam Bakhair.